of introducing our keynote speaker for this morning, Dr. Donnie Nero. Dr. Nero received his Bachelor of Science degree from East Central University in 1971. He received his Master of Science degree from Oklahoma State University in 1977, and his doctorate in occupational and adult education from Oklahoma State University in 1993. Dr. Nero started his career as an educator in Sapulpa Junior High School in 1971, where he taught math, science, and social studies for 3 years, and he was also named Teacher of the Year in 1973. He was also a counselor and assistant principal during his 9-year tenure at Sapulpa Junior High School. After leaving Sapulpa Junior High in 1980, Dr. Nero became a program analyst at Rockwell International in Tulsa, Oklahoma, where he served in that capacity from 1980 to 1982. Dr. Nero realized that his passion was being an educator and making a difference in the lives of students, and that passion led him back to Sapulpa, where he became high school assistant principal and served from 1982 to 1985. In 1985, Dr. Nero became the instructor of psychology of human relations at the Tulsa Community College, Southeast Campus, and later promoted to serve as Dean of Student Services, and promoted from Dean of Student Services to Provost, and coordinated numerous programs at the Tulsa Community College, where he served from 1985 to the year 2000. In the year 2000, Dr. Nero landed his dream job and became the first African-American president of Conner State College in Warren, Oklahoma, where he served in that capacity from 2000 to 2011. Now, just to mention a few of Dr. Nero's honors and awards, because if I mentioned them all, we probably would miss the parade. But I'm also going to highlight the awards that he received here at East Central University. Dr. Nero is a member of the Alpha Phi Alpha fraternity.
E-Phi?
He was Student of the Month at East Central University, who's who among college and university students, East Central University, Distinguished Alumni Award at East Central University, inducted into the East Central University Hall of Fame, inducted into the Oklahoma Educators Hall of Fame, inducted into Oklahoma Higher Education Hall of Fame, inducted into Oklahoma Association of Community College Hall of Fame. He is now the president and founder of the Oklahoma African American Educators Hall of Fame. So without further ado, I am proud to present to some and introduce to others our Hall of Fame keynote speaker, Dr. Donnie Nero.
Well, you know, Mr. Walker, you didn't miss that information I gave you. Good morning.
Good morning.
I tell you what, on those Hall of Fames, they just got down to the end of the run there, and they said we got to get somebody else in there. So they said, what about old Nero? It's good to be here. Madam President, thank you for having us this morning. Past President, President Emeritus Hargrave, who serves on the Oklahoma African American Educators Hall of Fame Board as well, and distinguished guests. I'm not going to take a lot of time, but I would like to talk about our experiences here at East Central when we came back in the day, but also it's very important being a president, a past president in Oklahoma, that we work with Dr. Pearson, because the institution has things in place, okay? We have strategic plans, we have mission statements, we have all of those. And as you stated, there are some things in place that we just need to become more active in. They're already there. Now it takes us to become the catalyst of making things happen moving forward, because I guarantee we can get more done working together versus in opposition to one another. So we did graduate. I did graduate in '71, and Taft Cafeteria is very important in my life, because I'm not only ate here, I washed dishes here.
I did too. I saw a 4-star general.
And that lady was something else.
Amen.
Great mentor. And Mrs. Taft staff did not discriminate. If you worked and you did the job, she's going to be on your side. And she was on your side. If you didn't do your job, she's going to tell you about it in the class. And so Mrs. Taft was a great person. And so I always state, and my wife and I were talking, my wife, we'll talk about her in a minute. But when I was washing dishes back there, they had that little peephole back there where you come throw your tray.
Yeah, I was there.
And so when my wife and those other girls would come by there, I'd step to the side so they wouldn't actually see me. They knew I was back there. But anyhow, speaking of my wife, huh? I knew you were going to be. That was always in the plan. Always in the plan. So East Central is near and dear. My wife and I met. She's from Clearview, Oklahoma, a predominantly black town, one of the historical 13 black towns in Oklahoma. And I'm from Green Pastures, so I went to Dungy High School. And I sat at the foot of Claire Looper and Nancy Davis and some of those others who taught us you can be anything that you want to be. Do not let anyone deny your opportunity or your desire to do well. And so that helped me throughout the time we were at East Central. When we came to East Central, and I must say, one of my homies here, John Pugh, you know, back in the 70s, I came in 67. John, you were at Eastern. You came in 68. And so when we came, there were just a few of us, a handful of us. And some of the people were saying, why didn't you go to Langston? In other words, you belong in Langston. No, we belong wherever we wanted to go. And so we wanted to go somewhere different. We didn't say anything was wrong with Langston. We just wanted to go somewhere else. And so we ended up here at East Central. Thanks God we did. We ended up here. When we came, there were just a handful of us. And one of the things that I learned and gained later on, began to realize, that the white students had to adapt to us just as we had to adapt to them. We always looked at it from the standpoint of the white folks or the students who were doing this and doing that, and they wouldn't speak and those kind of things. Well, they hadn't been around black students for many years, and we hadn't been around white students. So it was a learning curve for all of us to be able to understand and to be able to get along with one another. But one of the things we had to do is to be indoctrinated or become a part of the institution. We had to have a student organization. And so Dean Ridlin and Dean Marker and the others would say, well, you have to be a part, have a student organization. You just can't walk in and say, I want to be this and I want to be that. So how could you, we didn't have a student organization, so we had to develop one. And thanks to the insight of John Pugh, Mr. Pugh, he said, you know, we need to get together. They're saying we need to have a student organization. Let's go over and talk to Dean Ridlin and Dean Marker. And those were some interesting conversations. But they were very supportive of us. And we formed the Utiladelphians. The Utiladelphians, the first black student organization here on campus. By forming the Utiladelphians, you would have to have a sponsor, though, okay? It takes a sponsor to have an organization. So all of the faculty members are white. Who's going to sponsor us? Well, there were some white faculty members who were very supportive of everything that we did. And somehow we needed to, and today we can understand what they went through. What they went through when they stepped forward and said, I will sponsor this group of black students. They faced much animosity and all other kinds of ridicule for saying, I will support these black students. But Mr. Quiet, Dr. Quiet did.
Ray Quiet.
Dr. Payne did.
Rob Payne.
Dr. Pascal did. Joe Parsons did.
No Parsons.
They did it. And so when they did it, we're following the protocol, okay? We're following the procedures of the institution that are in place. And so we can now recommend or submit a name to be a cheerleader, to be the student of the month, to be this and that, to be all of those other things that the institution embraced. And once you do those things, and once we did those things, we became a visible entity within the college. Now, over the years, I don't know what happened after we left. Because as we said, the numbers at East Central, and I know Dr. Hargrave and Dr. Pearson and others at the institution, they desire for more African American students to be here. We can assist them in making that happen. It's in the plan. It's in the strategic plan. Okay? It's just not going to happen with them alone. So we have to be here, and we are here, to say each year we can have this gathering, but throughout the year it takes more than just having a gathering. We can gather all day long. But as Young has stated and others, you got to get into your pocket sometimes. You got to, when you see those black students in your communities or in those schools, have you thought about East Central? East Central? No, I haven't. Have you thought about East Central? Have some brochures or information to share with them about East Central. Tell them you're a graduate of East Central. I'm proud every time someone asks, where did you go to college? East Central State College. 1971. Proud of that graduation down here. But along the way, yeah, there were some barriers. There were some people opposed to us being here. The Ada police didn't want us to be here. Morris Talley, Rocky, Coolidge Goldston.
He calling them out.
We had to almost put bars on their rooms to keep them in the dorms at night. Don't go to town, Rocky. Because if you do, you're going to be calling us and saying, hey, bud, you got to help me out here. Now, it wasn't always the Ada police. Sometimes we were doing things that we were just having a good time. But we need to realize the culture and the environment in which we work. And, more talent. Some of those things that it just didn't happen. So, East Central, Fenham Hall, I grew up and was raised in Fenham Hall. You know where Fenham Hall is?
Oh, yeah, we know it is. Got to go down the hallway. Ain't no private bathroom.
Some of those dorm mothers didn't really appreciate us in Fenham Hall. And we probably didn't treat them the way that we supposed to in Fenham Hall.
Don't forget Dean Tillman.
Don't forget Dean Tillman.
Oh, yeah.
We had a meeting, seems like every Monday in Dean Tillman's office.
What'd you do this time?
But you know, that was part of the growing up. That was part of us being indoctrinated into. So one thing about it, when we had a situation and we went to the dean, we were in front of the dean. So the dean would get to know us. So we had to show the dean that there was a different side to us, that we can learn and we could learn and we could organize and we could do all of those things that the other students were doing. And once they realized that we were here to get an education, they became more supportive by many of the things that we did. Ken Turner. I came to East Central. I thought I was a good ball player. I had scholarships to go to Langston. I thought I was a pretty good ball player, Jim. I wasn't as good as you. So I went out for basketball. Coach Anderson said, why don't you try Nero? I went out for football. Coach Elvin George said, hold these dummies and hold them tight. That didn't last long. So then I went out for baseball, and Coach Turner, I played a little bit. I never played in the game much, but I played a little bit. But one thing about Coach Turner, let me tell you about him. A lot of people say he should have played you and you didn't play, but you know, Coach Turner, every organization, the time that I came to East Central after graduation, I'd look out in the audience and Coach Turner was there. It was the Vietnam era. You had to make a 2.0 grade point average to stay in college. There was the lottery. My number was 132. So you had to keep your grades up. That first semester, man, I had a good time at Ada. Too good of a time.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, too good. And so I didn't have a 2.0, so I had to go to Coach Turner, and I had to say, Coach Turner, you know, I really need that A in that health class instead of this B, because if I don't, I'm going to Vietnam. I'm out of it. And Coach Turner looked at me and he said, well, he said, well, I'm going to do it this time. But he said, you know, you need to be responsible for your own grades and keeping your grades up and doing what you're supposed to. You know, I looked at Coach Turner, I thought that was Claire Looper in a white uniform, white skin over. That's what Claire Looper was saying. She said the same thing. There's Claire Looper in a white mask there. But you know, Coach Turner, I never forgot that. And from that point on, I said, you're right. That's what Miss Looper said. So it's up to me. It's up to me to make these grades. It's up to me. You know, I can blame everybody else. And we could blame everybody else back in the day for us not doing well, but it was up to us. Yeah, they put up some barriers. Are you still faced with barriers today?
Yeah.
No. It's going to be that way. So it is up to us to make sure that we are in control of our own destiny. Well, O.W. Lee came to town. Ida Bell, Oklahoma, Mr. Lee. Anybody heard of Ida Bell's in the house? We're not going to talk about Eddie Jackson and Robert Dudley and all those Ida Bellites. A lot of good Ida Bellites. Yeah. It's on the other side of the world, but it's but O.W. Lee came to town, and Mr. Lee was he was part-time English, wasn't he? Part-time instructor. And Benny was back in the day with us, sitting up here not saying it was us.
That's poor Ida Bell in.
Yeah. Ida Bell / Tom.
Tom, right?
So, Mr. Lee came to town, and he was a big man, supporter, black guy, first black instructor we saw on campus. And, you know, he emphasized and re-emphasized the same thing that Claire Looper said. He said the same thing. There must have been a point to all of that. They knew that we had the potential. They knew that we could do it. They knew that we were going to be faced with opposition and struggles and people were going to put up roadblocks, but they kept telling us we could do it. He kept telling us that. And so when we graduated, Mr. Lee came to me and he said, Nero? Yes, sir, Mr. Lee. They got a job up there in Sapal for you. They need some black teachers up there. They're having race rides up there. Why you want me to? What am I going to do, Mr. Lee? He said, you need to get up there and make a change, make a difference, and help them out. So my wife and I, after moving, we lived down there in those barracks. That nice facility, that big dome is over there where we used to live in those barracks. Anybody live in those barracks? Married student housing. Barracks. Anyhow, we went to Sapulpa and we got a job. And it was rough. They were fighting. They were squabbling. They were quarreling. They built a new school in Sapulpa for the white students, but the tornado came and blew the black student school away. So the black students came to the new school before the white students. That didn't set well.
Woo-wee.
And so when they all came together, it was a mess. But you know, we stayed there from 71 until 2000 at Sapulpa. My wife and I taught there and lived there. My two kids graduated from Sapulpa High School. But all the time, those things, and I'm going to sit down and shut up because I know Jimmy told me, he said, you got 15 minutes, but 5 would work. But all of those things that those teachers, you know, I never forgot where I came from. I still remember and respect and appreciate where I came from. Dungy High School, all black school, poor, didn't have anything, but I had a mom and a daddy. But I had a preacher that told us we could do it. But I had some teachers who told us we could. You know, all we have to do is to get these black students here. If they don't have mamas and daddies, if they don't have grandparents, if they don't have all those people in the community that we have, they got us.
That's right.
And you just stated it's time for us to step up, isn't it? Right. Everything's in place. We got a foundation here. We got the strategic plan. We got everything in place. All we have to do is start meeting with the people in the foundation and the president and others and say, this is the part we want to play. All right. And there will be a difference. There will be a difference, but it is up to me to make the difference. We can sit back and criticize all day long. Why haven't we had a black organization? That's me talking, not you. That's me talking. So we can do that. So Shirley and I, we have a scholarship here.
Amen.
Created for black students that want to be teachers a long time ago. I don't know how long it's been created. We have a scholarship in Connors for people who want to teachers. People want to be teachers. We get money to OSU scholarship over there. Well, why do you do it? Because somebody did it for me. I don't know who did it, but somebody did it for me. Proverbs chapter 3, verse 27. You know that? That's our motto for the Oklahoma African American Educators Hall of Fame. It basically states when you have within your hand the ability, the privilege to help somebody else, that's your duty to do it. That's your duty. People ask me, and my daughter said last night, we went to my grandson's football game in Glenpool, Oklahoma, and then we ran way down here to Ada. She said, Mom and Daddy, you're all just going to run yourself to death. Yeah, we probably will. But see, we haven't forgotten that somebody had to help us. Somebody ran themselves to death to help us. And we can sit back and say, oh, I'm retired. We don't retire. You know the situation of our young people. Okay, so enough preaching and teaching. But it's been a privilege and pleasure. And Shirley and I stand ready, and I know those way back in the day, Mr. Pugh, Rocky, Benny, anybody else back there in our time here? Jim. We're old school, not old. We're old school. We stand ready to help. We want to be a part of this great effort. It's never too late. It's never too late. Mr. President Emeritus Hargrave, thank you very much. And Dr. Pearson, thank you for having us this morning. And look forward to future endeavors.
And go.
We are here at the Black Alumni Association breakfast with this and it turned out so wonderful. Speakers, and it was not boring. It came from the heart, but I am so blessed to be here. If you are watching this and you're in the Ada area, you're welcome to come to join us for the homecoming. We're going to be walking down on Main Street, lining up 11 o'clock to up in Stockton. Come join us, walk with us. We have tailgate at 2 o'clock. Homecoming parade is 12. Tailgate at 2. Games for after social. 8 o'clock.
What has this all meant to you, Bondi? What has this meant to?
Man, it just kind of brought back memories and my mom's. And I am a 7th generation graduate.
Hold on a second, Bondi. I'm gonna flip it.